Hello, how is everybody? I went for a nice little walk in Stratford today and I received a message, not just for myself, but for anybody that this resonates because, the messages that I receive aren't just for me, they're for all of us because I feel like we're just walking mirrors of one another. So if this resonates with you, then it could be meant for you as well. So the message is don't force continuity when the conclusion is inevitable. So the message here is, and I'm talking to a lot of, friends and clients and people on my path where they're having things in their life coming to a close and fresh new beginnings are starting, which is really exciting. It's happening for me as well. It could be really exciting because we chose these things for us. And of course, a little bit scary too, because when we do anything for the first time, it's the first time. Of course, it's going to be scary, right? So really exciting, but also there's some situations where we didn't choose this. Some of you didn't choose what's ending to happen. So it can be really upsetting and really shake up what's happening in your life. So I want you to know that, it's I know when you're in the thick of it, it's hard to see it when you're in it. But your soul knows, and whether you align with spirituality, whether that resonates with you or not, whatever you want to call it, self-awareness, whatever you want to call it, I hope for the day where we just don't have a name for it. It's just because it's who we are, it's how we go about our life, and it's who we are and how we just lead in the world and present ourselves in the world and all that we do. So anyways, but if this is happening for you, it could be that the nudges maybe have been there for a while when you look back, when you're ready to kind of look back on that. But then now the soul is saying, it's time. It's time to get on the course that is true to you. So if you can see the light, know it's there. Know it's there. If you can't see it yet, trust it's there. So a lot of change and closures and new beginnings happening for people, which is wonderful, but know that you're not alone if this is happening. And I want to remind you too, and it's why I'm here doing what I do, bridging the physical and the metaphysical, is have you been listening to your body? Have you been listening to your body? Especially over the month of July, things might have been heavy for you, as you were kind of looking inwards a bit more, the sense of change in the air, new beginnings, as some of these things were presenting themselves for you. How has your digestion been? Have you been carrying tension in your body? Grinding or clenching of the teeth, my dental side, I'm going to bring that in too. Grinding or clenching, if our dreams have been really vivid, we might grind or clench our teeth. If we've got tension, stress, things happening in our environment that are causing us to maybe be a bit restless, in our bodies, in our mouth. The mouth is not separate from the rest of you. So you could be grinding or clenching, and dealing with these things is great, maybe looking at going to the dentist, getting a night guard, managing it by using your tongue to separate your teeth. All of that's great to protect the teeth, protect the jaw, protect the gums. Your body, dealing with your digestion, dealing with the symptoms that come, tension, whatever it is for you, joint pain, whatever it is presenting in your body for you. It's great dealing with the symptoms, but don't stop there. Okay, so what else is happening in your life? Are you somebody where there's a lot of change happening, closures, new beginnings, things happening in relationships, jobs, all of that? What else is happening? The body is a messenger, a beautiful messenger. We just need to listen. It just speaks in a different language of symptoms that we need to listen and pay attention to, and not just think that this is a one-off situation that's just us and we don't talk about it and we just carry on and we push and we push. Know that this isn't a me thing, it's a we thing. We're all experiencing this, just maybe a little bit different from one another, right? Because we're all so unique. And imagine that we just are always pushing. Imagine, now I'm going to bring the personal training side of things. Imagine we only did workouts that involved pushing. We never pulled. We would create imbalance in the body. And the same thing happens in our life too. We push and we push and we push and we push. Well, then all of a sudden there's imbalance in our life. there's imbalance happening around us. We're not moving so much with ease because we're not honoring other aspects of your life. When I was walking around the river, it was nice to see paddlers back out. We haven't had a lot of water in the river, but it's back up. So paddlers are out, and I was watching the paddlers paddling away, and I was thinking back to my camping trips where I was paddling, and you're paddling against the current. It can get really tiring, but we're pushing and pushing, and we're just focused on where we think we're going, and if we just stop for a second and let the current take you, how good does that feel? So that's that pulling. Allow yourself to be pulled. You've been working really hard. This is your reminder, your permission, whatever, to just stop. Put your paddle down. Unclench your teeth, separate your teeth, use your tongue against the roof of your mouth, relax your jaw, relax these muscles, let your shoulders fall away from your ears, just relax. Let the current take you right now to where you're meant to be. And you know what? It may not be what your mind thought. It probably won't be. There's limitations in our mind. So be open to what's around you, what's coming up, the signs, the synchronicities, what's being presented to you. And just, check in with yourself. How does your body feel being given these situations, opportunities, and these things happening in your life? How does it make you feel? Not with the vision that you had in your head. Okay, I think I posted that, an old post, I reposted it yesterday about letting the feeling lead. How do you want to feel? And I was talking to my sister this weekend, and she says, that she's focusing more on letting the feeling lead, and just, maybe there's some mornings where she's just like, I want to feel confident. Don't wait for that thing to just show up that makes you feel confident. Use your body, bring those shoulders back. You are confident. You have every reason to be confident. You are that thing. Feel it. Feel it. So if it's, if you're craving, pay attention to what your soul is craving, what your heart is craving. If you're craving more balance, it could be because you've been dealing with a lot of imbalance. So just really optimistic, relax your body, listen to your body and what it's trying to say. Know that you aren't alone in what's happening right now. A lot of change happening for people. So really lean into that, and know that fear is normal. When we do anything for the first time, it can be scary, but that doesn't mean it's not right. So anyways, I want you to, again, I'm going to remind you, don't force continuity when conclusion is inevitable. Okay, so anyways, I'm wishing you all the best. I'm here for you. Put those paddles down. I know I've certainly done that. For the month of leading up to July was really an eye-opener for me. So I'm putting the paddle down a little bit more often and letting the current take me. And I feel so much better. My nervous system has just calmed down. Things that were happening with my body have really settled. I walk a little bit slower now, which is like unheard of for me. I'm just taking things and going minute by minute, really being more present in the now. So I encourage you to do the same. We'll get to where we're supposed to be, but just let the current take you. Okay. All right. All the best. Take care.